Today, we're going up north, Indian River to be exact, and by the end of the video, you will have an opportunity to win goodies, so stick around, and here we go. Hi, my name is Dave. Welcome to True North Michigan Tesla. Today, we're going to take a journey up to Indian River, Michigan. Indian River is about 30 minutes south of the Mackinac Bridge, so almost as far as you can get up north without going into the UP. As most of the people up in the UP say, it's not north. For us down here, it's about a 5 or 6 hour drive. So let's talk about how we're going to do the drive and the kind of things we're going to see. We're going to start the trip talking a little bit about how to charge and how to get up there. We're going to start here in St. Joe, Michigan, and we're going to go up and we're going to charge at Hudsonville, Michigan, which is about an hour north of here. There's a reason we're going to charge within an hour, and here's what it is. If you were to put in, let's go from St. Joe, Michigan to Indian River in the GPS in my Tesla, it would say to drive all the way to Big Rapids and let the battery go down to almost nothing, and then charge there once, and then go the rest of the way. That charge stop would take between 45 minutes and an hour to get it to charge all the way. If I stop in Hudsonville for 10 minutes, and then I stop in Cadillac for probably between 20 and 30 minutes, I can cut that down in almost half. And here's the reason why. As you charge, the battery goes faster, and when you're at zero, it goes faster and faster and faster and starts shoving a whole lot of electricity into the batteries. And then as it hits about 50% or so, it starts going back down. And by the time it gets to 60 or 70%, the amount of electricity going in the battery really slows down. So if you can keep the car kind of in that middle range, you will charge much faster and you won't take as long. So that's a trick that I've learned. I've learned it through other people and through trying different things. So I'm just going to show you how I do it. So today we're going to take a trip. We're going to go from St. Joe up into Hudsonville, Michigan, outside of Grand Rapids. We're going to stop and charge. That charge takes all of about 10 minutes. Before we get into the second leg of the trip, if you guys are enjoying this, or if you'd like to stick around for the end of the video, see what the giveaway is, could you guys hit the like button, thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button, and share this with anybody that you think might get some benefit out of this video. So the second phase of the trip is basically from Hudsonville to Cadillac, and pretty simple. Not a lot of different driving or anything. We just go through Grand Rapids. We're going to hit a couple of points that we're probably going to make some videos on. We're going to go past Grand Rapids. We're going to go past Big Rapids. We're going to go past, some really pretty things in Michigan, and we're going to hit Cadillac. So our trip basically is going to go like this, up into Cadillac to the Supercharger. And then at that Supercharger, we're going to spend 20 to 30 minutes. So total, we're going to spend about 40 minutes supercharging to get up north. And the last leg of the trip will be from Cadillac up to Indian River. As you can see on the map, we're going to go through a few little towns. We're going to go through a fairly large town, Gaylord. And you've seen a lot of the Superchargers along the way and charge points. There is one in Gaylord. It's brand new. So it doesn't show up on the map here for some reason or another, but it is new and it is up and running there. It's at a Myers. The one in Cadillac is at a Myers, and right in the front of the parking lot is Culver's, so you can stop and have a burger and charge there without a whole lot of problems, or do some grocery shopping. So the last leg of our trip here is going to be this little jaunt here, where it goes through Gaylord and then up to Indian River. So just to let you know, the trip went from St. Joe to Hudsonville, about an hour, stopped there for about 10 minutes, hour and 40 minutes up to Cadillac, stopped for about 25 minutes or so. From Cadillac to Gaylord, about another hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. Total trip took just under 6 hours, and we ended up in the Indian River. Now, Indian River is a gorgeous area, and I plug in, so I end up planning to be down to about 17-18% when I get there, and I plug in at my camper that I have up there. So I have a 50 amp plug. I plug it in overnight and I'm charged. So I end up in Indian River, and there are so many beautiful things to see. As you can see, Michigan now, we don't have to up north. We're not contained anymore. The restaurants are open. They're at 50% capacity, and people are kind of sitting away from each other in the restaurants, but they are open. The stores are open, so you can do shopping, tourist type shopping. You can do any of that kind of stuff. Boats starting to get into the water. A lot of the things are starting to open. Ice cream, must certainly have ice cream that's served to you now, and people are being good. People are wearing masks. One of my favorite restaurants I'll talk about in a little bit, they make you wear a mask to the table and away from the table. So while you're at the table eating, you obviously can't wear a mask, which is all right. So that's kind of how the pandemic situation is in northern Michigan. The lower part of the state hasn't relaxed all those things yet. The upper part of the state has, because, for instance, in Sheboygan County, there were only 22 confirmed cases of COVID in the entire county. So it's not such a bad thing up there. Everything seems to be going fairly well. Well, and again, before we get to our giveaway, we're going to talk a little bit about the area up there. So Indian River was established in 1873 when some white settlers met a bunch of the Indian tribes that were local to the area. It's an amazing location because there are riverways that go all the way from Lake Michigan through all the lakes through there and up into Lake Huron. And Indian River is right in the middle. So that's kind of how it became. It was a hub for everything. It's called the tip of the mid up there because it is on our map of Michigan. It is right at the top, and it's a great location for vacation. Indian River is a beautiful little town, sits between two lakes, Burt Lake to the west and Mullet Lake to the east. Petoskey to the west, about 30 minutes. Mackinac City, about 25 minutes north. Sheboygan, about 15 minutes, 15 minutes north. So there's a lot to do. Sheboygan sits on Lake Huron. Petoskey and Harbor Springs, which is on the other side of the bay, sit on Lake Michigan. The town itself has a river running right through the middle of town. So as you can see, it's just beautiful. And a lot of tributes you'll find to the Native American community that was there before the white settlers came. There are so many things to do, from canoeing and kayaking and paddleboarding to just hanging out on the beach, to hundreds of miles of hiking trails that go all over up there. And those trails, you can ride bikes in the winter, you can snowmobile and ski. So there's tons and tons of activities, from state parks to nature preserves to hotels that are gorgeous, restaurants, a lot of things to see, do. Burt Lake is the one to the west. Big Lake, it's about 17,120 acres. It has a maximum depth of about 73 feet. Fishing on it is amazing. Boating on it is amazing. Just going around the lake and checking out all the beautiful homes, because there are a ton of homes with celebrities in them up there. The other lake is Mullet Lake, which sits to the east. It's just a little bit smaller at 17,000 acres, but a little bit deeper at 120 feet deep. And because of the depth of these lakes, when the wind kicks up and the wind comes from just the right directions, it does kick up some waves. So in a small boat, it does get a little tough. It's a lot of fun in a kayak or canoe, but you have to be careful. The fishing, though, around the edges, amazing for some of the smaller fish, but the depths give it the cold water so that you can catch some of the really big fish in the state of Michigan. One of my favorite personal places is a restaurant up here called Vivio's, Italian restaurant. Here's a little story. You know how you go into all these restaurants these days and you order breadsticks and you get these big fluffy breadstick things. I don't know if you remember, but when I was a kid, we'd go to Italian restaurants. My mom and dad would take us. You'd go and you'd order breadsticks, and they'd come in this little, like, basket, and they were these little skinny, crunchy things. Oh, so good. Vivio still has those. And their Italian meals, their pizza, they have takeout. But with the COVID thing going on right now, they just opened back up. The northern part of the state of Michigan has opened up to all of its stores, all the restaurants. Restaurants are at 50%. Vivio's required you to have a mask to wear to the table and then away from the table. Obviously, you can't eat with a mask on. So you had to have your mask with you to protect them and everybody else in the place. And all the places downtown are open for shopping, for going in, buying some trinkets and things about Indian River. The ice cream places are open, fudge, a lot of cool places downtown. One of the places that a lot of tourists come to see is Cross in the Woods. It is the largest crucifix in the entire world. It is a beautiful location. It sits at the bottom of Burt Lake, and it's a Catholic church, and the Catholic church is absolutely beautiful. And then outside the church is all the seats where you can sit around the crucifix. And it's when I walked through, you could just kind of feel the electricity when you walk through there. It just feels definitely different. And they have people there all 7 days of the week, every day. So it's kind of a neat thing. Also inside, as you can see by some of these pictures, they have dolls of the nuns who were some of the most important nuns in Catholic history. They have some bigger ones, some smaller ones. It's kind of an interesting thing to walk through and take a look at. So it's a lot of fun to look at these things. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, and here's the giveaway, is there's a place up there called Chillermania. And I don't know if you guys know, but there's a series of books called American Chillers and a series of books called Michigan Chillers. And as you can see, the artist's name on here, so that's a dead giveaway to the answer, part of the answer to the questions. And he's written a bunch of books for the last 20 years. Him and his wife live up there. They have this place there. They run themselves. He sells all his books out of this building. A really cool thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give away 2 books because we're going to try, we're in negotiations with getting an interview with him and posting that over the next few weeks. So I will let you know about that. But what we're going to do is give away 2 books for anybody who can tell me who he has written under all the different names that he has written under for all the different books that he has written, because he doesn't just write under one name. He has some pseudonyms. So if you know all those, put them in the comments below, or email me at djur, S as in Sam, P as in Paul, RUN as in Nancy, G at hotmail.com. That's DJURSPRUNG at hotmail.com. Email me all the different names that he's written under, and I will send you 2 books for free. I will get them signed by him, because in the store there he signs his books, and you can pick if you want the American Chillers and he goes by state, or if you go by the Michigan Chillers, it's by city, and there's some really cool stories. The next thing is, on the way up between Cadillac and Gaylord, there's a tree called the shoe tree. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pairs of shoes. Locals started it, tourists started throwing their shoes up in this tree, and tons of people stopped. When I went through just the other day, I saw some young lady throwing her shoes up in the tree. If you can tell me what little town that this tree is outside of, I will give you 2 more books. So whoever gets all his names gets 2 books. 2 books for the person who can tell me the city that's between Cadillac and Gaylord that has the shoe tree that everybody throws shoes up into. So those 2 things, I'll send them to you. No charge for shipping. So email me, DJURSPRUNG, or put it in the comments below, and we'll send you those things. Our next videos coming up, and also if you got anything out of these videos, please do me a favor, hit like, thumbs up, hit subscribe so you can see the next videos, hit the bell so you know when those videos are coming and get notified. And some of the things that are coming up are going to be really cool. As we went through on this one, we went past South Haven, Saugatuck, Holland, Grand Rapids, Big Rapids, Cadillac, Gaylord, Indian River. So many really cool places that we'll stop. We'll show you some of the things to do, what not to do, all the beautiful pieces of history of Michigan, where to camp, where to stay. And then also south of us, or around this area here, from St. Joe south, we have Bridgman and we have New Buffalo, which are very touristy kind of places to come see, but there's some really neat things there too. Some of the locals even like to go to Warren Dunes and some of the places around there, and we'll do some videos from those places. So we have all that coming up. Please support the channel. If you liked what you saw, hit subscribe, hit like, and we'll see you guys coming around again soon. Have a great one.